It's now been a few years since the release of Sonic Frontiers, and it's fair to say that the next Sonic game should be around the corner. And with that in mind, I kind of wanted to just take a little bit of time today to discuss everything that I think the next mainline Sonic game needs to do right, needs to execute in order to not only kind of beat Frontiers as a game, but to also put the franchise in the right direction, which both kind of points kind of intertwine anyway. If it beats Frontiers, it's always going to be putting the franchise in the right direction. But I don't want them to pivot away from the 3D formula. I think everyone will kind of agree with me with that. So yeah, we're just going to have a bit of a general discussion. Please consider liking the video if you do enjoy the discussion, and consider subscribing to the channel because we are getting there towards the road to 50. Thank you so much to all of you that have shown all your support so far. But let's jump into this anyway. So we all know that the next Sonic game should be a 3D Sonic game. It's a point that I kind of need to make because Sonic has been quite well known recently. By recently, I mean over the last 2 decades, for pivoting formulas. You know, Unleashed is very different to Generations. Generations are very different to Colors. Colors is very different to Forces. Forces is very different to Adventure, and so on. Sega kind of like seems to, in some cases, not quite figure out a formula or perfect a formula, like Adventure, for example. But regardless, they still kind of try and push onto something else. It's almost like they're trying so hard to innovate that they kind of don't give themselves enough time to perfect a formula, and that's the first kind of common sense point that I wanted to make about the next Sonic game. Is please make it a sequel to Frontiers from a gameplay standpoint. I don't need it to be called Frontiers 2. I just need the actual game itself to be a 3D Sonic game, some kind of way open world still. I need the combat to be kept the same, all that kind of stuff. Just do not pivot away from the main formula. That's common sense. I feel like most of you would agree with me on that one. So looking at Frontiers, the main critique I would have from an aesthetic standpoint that I think is going to be huge going into the next Sonic game is please do not give us another Unreal Engine 5 looking game. I love Frontiers, and fortunately for the game it works quite well because even though we get grass, desert and mountainous areas and then grass again, it works in that game because we never had it before. So it worked, you know, even though it was quite generic, really. It kind of probably got less flack than it deserved, maybe, simply because of the fact that it was new. We hadn't seen it before. It may only be Sonic and grass in an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo looking environment, but we've never seen Sonic in an Unreal Engine 5 tech demo environment, so it worked. People kind of just, it was fresh. Well, I was going to say Sonic Frontiers 2. The next mainline Sonic game can't do that. And I don't get why you'd want to. Sonic is well known for having weird, wacky environments. If you look at Sonic Colors, Sonic Unleashed obviously was all about traveling the world, so that kind of made sense. But for a game like Frontiers, if you're going to do open world, if you're going to make a game like that, you need to be looking at Sonic and going, what are the best kind of aesthetics for a Sonic level that we can include in an open world? Preferably newly designed areas, because I think Sonic as well recently, and Frontiers still fell into the trap of this, have constantly been sort of making the same environments, you know. We keep getting Green Hill Zone, we keep getting Sky Sanctuary, we keep getting Chemical Plant, etc. And, you know, I really hope that we get new original open zones. If we don't, be good with your choices. Please give us like a Sky Sanctuary themed kind of like Sky Zone in open world. There are incredible sort of premises for just using existing zones, but as a Sonic fan, and again I feel like a lot of you will agree with me on this one, please just give us original zones. And Frontiers, like I said, did technically give us that. They got away with it because obviously it was new, it was fresh, but they can't do that again. It will get boring to me personally as a fan of the franchise. It will get boring. I don't want Frontiers 2 to just be different types of real world environments. That will not please me whatsoever. Give us Sonic environments, design new environments, please. That is definitely one thing that I would definitely say. Next, going on to the gameplay, give us momentum. Give us momentum-based physics. The biggest wasted potential for the gameplay in Sonic Frontiers was the fact that we finally got an open world Sonic game and we did not get momentum based physics, despite it being such mountainous kind of environments where you would just feel the urge to turn into a ball, roll down a hill as quickly as you can and shoot yourself off, or jump somewhere going at an immense speed. It just didn't really give it you, and they did kind of try and implement it a little bit in a future update, I'm pretty sure, but I don't think the execution was all that great. Mainly momentum. Obviously, from a general consensus gameplay standpoint, obviously it would be really nice if they get Sonic's gameplay and expand the gameplay. Do not change that. I am so happy that for the first time in 30 odd years we went from just jumping and homing attacking, that was the only things we were ever used to. It was always about platforming. He's quite a Crash Bandicoot-esque kind of character in the sense that, you know, it's all about the platforming, it's all about the boss fights, all that kind of stuff. The combat was always an afterthought, and the fact that they finally went out of their comfort zone to kind of do that was actually a huge risk, and I really respect them for it because it was executed so well. And I like the homing attack. I don't like the little delay that he has. Please get rid of that. But please make sure that he has the same kind of skill tree. Tighten up the gameplay if you can, expand upon it, and please, 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 please give us some form of Shadow in the next Sonic game, because if they give that kind of combat to Shadow, we're cooking. Like, we are cooking. I mean, I'd love in an ideal world, and it's a conversation for another video, because I think Silver's got his own potential for his own open world game, probably more so than any other Sonic character, just with the flying, the telekinesis. I would love it if we got a DLC this time in the form of like the Hedgehog Trinity of Sonic and Shadow and Silver, as opposed to Sonic, Amy and Tails, Knuckles, Amy and Tails, sorry. Yeah, there's so much potential there. If you're going to do it, make sure you're not sacrificing the depth for Sonic, though. I'd rather take depth to Sonic and expansion to Sonic's gameplay, as opposed to just kind of like branching off to all these different kinds of characters, which we kind of saw with the Frontiers DLC. Like, yes, we had 3 playable characters, but they were not as in-depth, but they were still unique enough and quite cool. I'd be open for them just kind of expanding. I mean, by all means, if you want to bring those characters back and just expand upon them, I'm all happy for it. I'd honestly say, music-wise, keep the same people. They were incredible. Boss fights, obviously, it's quite hard to judge because obviously it's a different type of game. Are we going to get the Chaos Emeralds for every boss fight? Maybe not. We don't know what the story's going to entail. Obviously, I don't expect big Titan kind of boss fights again. But the gameplay with the combat kind of hands itself to being able to fight such a variety of enemies. It's quite hard to implement a big boss fight. So you know, you kind of have to make it big and cinematic, which is what Frontiers did well, and it was the right thing to do, and I think it was executed perfectly. And like I said, with the music and stuff, it was absolutely perfect. I absolutely loved it. But yeah, I'd honestly say that's probably all the main points that I want to get across in terms of the new Sonic game that comes out. Do not change the formula. Please give us unique, sort of, preferably, you know, new zones. And if you can't, then at least pick very well with reusing old Sonic zones. But I am kind of sick of old Sonic zones. Games do reuse, and if they do, I genuinely at this point I'm not going to be too gutted, because I still love these worlds that already exist, and it will be cool to explore these worlds that already exist in different ways. And obviously, like I said, with the combat, just expand it if you can. With the characters, if you can, expand it, but don't sacrifice it for, you know, for Sonic, really. Story-wise, I've got absolutely no issues with the writer that worked on Frontiers as well. I feel like the writing was incredible. Again, really well executed. And yeah, that's probably everything that I want to say in regards to the next mainline Sonic game. As long as they make it 3D and they expand for the first time in a while, actually, as opposed to just kind of like pivoting away in a new direction, I do feel like there's no reason why this next Sonic game can't push Sonic even further. As long as it's on par or a little bit better than Frontiers, it will be a great Sonic game, because Frontiers is a great Sonic game despite its many flaws. And that's everything that I kind of wanted to say, really. I hope you all enjoyed the discussion. Let me know down in the comments what you want from the next mainline Sonic game. Do you want it to not actually be an open world, open zone Sonic game? Are you not happy with that formula? Did it not please you? You know, do you want that, or are you wanting something else entirely? Let me know down in the comments. Consider liking the video. And subscribing to the channel. Again, if you want more discussion based videos like this, we will be talking about Sonic a lot more often going into the future. So thank you so much to all of you for watching this far, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.